If you look up in the late evening or early morning sky and stare just long enough, you might be able to catch a glimpse of NEOWISE. In this video, I'll be explaining how I was able to capture it and how you too can capture this event, and maybe throw in some facts about the comet. In March of this year, a comet was detected by NASA's, holy shit, that's a long word, Near-Earth Object Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer satellite, otherwise known as NEOWISE. While this comet poses no threat to us, seeing as its closest point was calculated around 64 million miles away, it does give onlookers with a pair of binoculars or DSLR camera a really nice view. To view this comet, you're going to need a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, not just your standard phone, because this doesn't bring in light as well as a DSLR or mirrorless camera would. Any lens works. I use a ultrasonic one, use standard. Not standard, but you know what I mean by that. I don't own a mirrorless camera, but once again, it works. What you're also going to need is a tripod, which I don't have on me right now. It's downstairs. I don't have it on me. It's in the chase vehicle. But you aren't going to be holding your camera for like 30 seconds staring at, the comet, because you're going to get a shaky image and it's just going to be whack all over. It's not okay. Once you have your camera ready, you're going to want to set your light exposure settings. So like your f-stop, your ISO, and your exposure, your shutter speed. So I usually have mine set to about 30 seconds because it brings in all the light. My f-stop is usually at 4 to 7.1. And my ISO today it was at like 1200 because I was in the middle of nowhere and had no light leaks from like, the city or anywhere like that. I was just in a cornfield basically. So it all depends on your setting and where you are, but if you're in like no light area, then you're going to be wanting to set things to the lowest you can and bring in the most light, because you're going to be turning out the most beautiful pictures. It's a lot better than sitting out on your back porch, neighborhood lights and all that. But I mean, I still do it. I'm not saying I don't do it. I do it all the time. But just, remember those different settings, or basically settings, will mess with how your settings on your camera will be. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so now on how to capture it. Where the hell is it? So since you're going to be doing this in probably the evening or morning, I would recommend using this website called Stellarium, which is basically, it's free is the best part, and it tells you where everything is in the sky. Because you got those apps that are like $10 that make you do this when you can just get on your computer and do it yourself for free. So after finding this, my life has been like 20 times easier. So just wanted to let you guys know, so all those new astronomer photographers, something like that, I'm not even gonna get into it. Anyways, you're going to be wanting to use this website, so you're going to want to click on this thing right here. It's in the bottom left corner, and it'll say a location. You're going to want to, zoom out, and actually, usually it'll say your location, or have a marker, and, just find your city. Let's just say I live in Texarkana, and, you can just move that marker there. Anyways, now that you've set your marker, it'll locate to where you are, and it'll actually show you, according to your location, where everything is in the sky. So as NEOWISE has already set, we're looking at this and you can see NEOWISE. And if you're trying to avoid all the other satellites and stuff, as seen by the picture that was posted on Twitter of all the satellites going through the NEOWISE photo. If you want to avoid that, just scroll or zoom in. You can see all the satellites passing. Of course, there's no satellites when I want to actually show you, but you get my point. There's going to be a satellite marker. It's green. It's in the shape of a satellite. I am seriously trying to find a satellite just so you can understand what I'm looking at, but apparently there's no satellites around. Anyways, yeah, so you're gonna be either looking northwest or northeast. Northwest for late evening, northeast for early morning. This website will be linked in the description of today's video in case you want to use it. I would recommend using it on a computer and not on a phone, because I used it on my phone today and it just, oh good lord. So I hope at least a few people were able to understand today's video, because it was kind of made in a little bit of a rush, but I did want to make it to where it was a bit understandable and, you know, the script was at least on par, which it wasn't, but I tried. That's all that counts. Anyways, hope everyone's having a good week, a good month. Storm chasers are going crazy up in the North Plains right now, while I'm sitting here in Kentucky being depressed about missing my chance of going, but you know, it's what happens. You got a pandemic, and then I got a little bored and went out to eastern Kansas. So, you know, we're gonna see what happens in the Ohio Valley within the next coming month or so, and then I'm calling off for 2020. And then we got next season. You gotta remember that I'm always out every year. I'll keep you guys updated on that. See y'all on Instagram.